my name is Rachel Servos with Servos Kitchen Academy, and today I'm going to talk about my personal favorite cabinet, the blind corner cabinet. These are my favorite for a lot of reasons. I do see them often appear in kitchen mishap videos. These are often the ones you see that are hitting dishwashers or not opening all the way and just kind of all of those little things. But overall, these are probably one of the most versatile cabinets in kitchen design, and that's probably why it is my all-time favorite. So I use them in every single kitchen. I prefer them over Lazy Susan. You can get all kinds of inserts for these that come out. Let me get this one open. And they'll pull out of the cabinet so that you can get in there better. I think these catch a bad rep because when they first came about, you had a smaller size, and so they were 36 inches from here to here, and that left a really tiny door, so they just weren't the most accessible. And while this version still exists, we have come a long way. They have various other sizes available, and we have lots of ergonomic features that allow you to really reach the back side of that cabinet. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to use them correctly and how to get the most out of them. So that way you don't end up on one of those, kitchen mistake videos. Okay, so here we have our blind corner. And so it's called a blind corner because you basically have to reach in blindly. And this side of the cabinet is what would go into your corner. So let's use this as a wall. Okay, so what usually happens is that people don't know that you're supposed to pull this cabinet about 3 inches or more, just depending on your situation. And then you need to put another cabinet like this against your wall. And you also need a filler right here. So that way this door can open all the way, this drawer can open all the way like this, and that this doesn't hit this drawer over here, okay? So when you have it like that, then this drawer can also open just like so. So that's how it's supposed to be. You see you have your pull space right here, you have your 3-inch filler here. So this is important because if you don't do this, remember this is our wall, and you have this slammed up against the wall, and then this right here, you can already see that this isn't going to open, and this isn't going to open. And basically this is how you end up with those situations where your cabinets don't function. So remember, when you're working with blind corners, you always want to pull it off the wall at least 3 inches, and they will tell you what the requirement is for most of these cabinets, so don't feel like you have to remember 100%, but remember that it does need spacing to be able to work. So that is kind of how that will work, and this works with all sizes. And the reason I like these cabinets is, let's say you have a whole wall space going on, and you get out there and you're like, man, I really need actually a little bit more room. You can pull this cabinet more to close the distance on this side, and you can push it a little less than 3 inches as long as you have at least that 1.5 inches. It just depends on your overlay and kind of some other things with your doors, but this gives you some flexibility for any type of job site situation where your wall's out of plumb or something comes up. So it does give you that flexibility, and that is just one of the many things that I like about these wonderful little blind corner cabinets. All right, so that was just kind of a little overview on how these blind corner cabinets really function and how they're supposed to work to make sure that they operate the way that you intend so that your kitchen can be functional and so that your clients have the opportunity to really make the best use of space in their corner. So I know Lazy Susans are incredibly popular, but don't forget about these guys. These have a lot of functionality, even just in once you get into kind of layout and balancing, you can really do a lot of really cool things with these cabinets. And if people are worried about not being able to reach in there, just remember there are tons of ergonomic solutions available where they can have pullouts and all kinds of things to really make these cabinets sing. So that is that for today. If you are interested in knowing more I do have a training program that I am getting ready to launch, and we are in early sign up, and where I talk about cabinets and how to do layouts, designs, countertops, appliances, all the things you need to know to really design really great spaces, whether you're already a professional in the industry or looking to get started. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these.